So Naomi, I'm so glad you're doing this. Thank you for coming in. Before the cameras start rolling properly for the TV show, clearly paradise is on your mind.
Yeah, so today is exactly 1 year ago since the campfire, and this is the deadliest fire in California's history. 86 people lost their lives, so it's a day where we need to be sending our love and our thoughts to people all over that region. Many people have had to leave the region,
Have
but
you followed up
everybody
with
is...
people that you've met from your reporting? Do you know how people are, where people are even?
Well, I have followed up, and there's a group of researchers at Cal State who are trying to track where people ended up after the fire, and it's actually a little hard to track. But a lot of people ended up in Chico, which is just down the road. It's a 10-minute drive. This scrappy university town where people just open their arms in this amazing way, and we saw this. What we so often see, Laura, as you know, in the aftermath and in the midst of disasters, which is people's best.
Yeah.
People just coming together. Exactly. And I think this happens a lot now in the parking lots of Walmarts. And yeah, the Walmart parking lot on the outskirts of Chico became this mutual aid center, thanks to North Valley Mutual Aid, this amazing anarchist organizing collective. And people just opened their arms and their hearts and their homes and just said, I'm helping you not out of charity, but because I know that this could happen to me, and by helping you, we're in this together.
But it's hard to maintain that. I mean, that's what when we covered the Rockaways after Sandy, had all these similar kind of initiatives and people being great with each other. But you go back a year later, it's rough.
Well, exactly. And I mean, to me, I've been writing about the worst ways that people respond to disasters for a long time. That was what the shock doctrine was about, and reporting in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. And I think what I find most morally repellent about this recurring tactic of using moments of shock and trauma to push forward these policies, these land grabs that enrich the already wealthy, and create deeper inequality and deeper exclusions, is that they actually are so antithetical to the human reaction, where actually people want to break down those divisions, and you see that in so many different contexts.
All right, well, we're going to talk more about it on the show in just a bit, but before we do, because we will be able to communicate with people lifetime today, where'd you go from here? What else is happening this weekend? You've got a very packed schedule.
Oh, yeah, it is a packed schedule. Well, tonight, Bill McKibben has brought together some wonderful folks to talk about the climate crisis.
It's in New York.
It's in New York. And tomorrow, I'm going to Iowa at the invitation of the Sanders campaign. It's actually, I have to tell you, Laura, it is my first actual campaign event in my life.
I'm
not a campaign person. I'm not, I'm a bookish writer.
But that's one of the great
person.
things about the Sanders campaign. He's getting a lot of people who are not campaign people involved.
No, and I mean, I've been openly, writing about my support for Sanders, but that's different than speaking at a rally, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow night. And I just feel like, if not now, when?
Exactly.
And we know how little time we have and how important it is to win, and so I'm all in.
All right, you're all in. The last time I heard somebody say, if not now, when, it was Jane Fonda, as she was about to get arrested there in Washington a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Inspired by you and by Greta Thunberg. Are you going to go and do a Fire Drill Friday anytime?
I was at the first one, and I'm going to go back. I'm definitely going to go back. And yeah, I mean, Jane is amazing because...
She spent the night in jail the last time.
Yeah, she did. And
cockroaches, the whole thing.
And she's turning 82, and I often talk about Jane, on tour with this book because... I think there's a little bit of a kind of, oh, yay, young people, we're just going to cheer you on from the sidelines, and you can give us hope. And I think Jane's response is the right response, which is, if young people are putting themselves on the line in this way, then we have to too. And that is, that's exactly what she decided to do when she read about this movement. I sent her the book in galleys, and before the book had even come out, I get this call from Jane. going, I'm moving to DC. I'm like, whoa, okay. So.
She says,
yeah.
what better use of our time as a grandmother?
Yeah, and I think it's about locating that place of emergency in our lives.
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do in our lives? And it's going to look different from everyone. That is going to express the fact that that these are not normal times.
Yeah.
We are in a state of emergency, and we can't. If we act as if everything is normal, we are part of the problem. So we have. These are extraordinary times. It calls for extraordinary measures. Jane is embodying that. Of course, so many other people are. But
All right, well, I'm going to stop you right there so that we can get down to the shoot for the actual show. Check out the Laura Flanders show a little bit later on down the road. But in the meantime, that's Naomi Klein, and her book, of course, as you know, is On Fire, The Burning Case for a Green New Deal. Get it now. Bye.